You're also called, please rise. Kindly raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this proceeding? Your Honor made a state that all said I do. Thank you. You may take your seats.
Thank you. Ang atin pong dinidinig ngayon ay patungkol sa dalawang resolusyon. Senate Resolution 147 na nagmula kay Senator Aquilino Pimentel, a resolution directing the Senate Committee on Accountability of the Blue Ribbon to conduct an investigation in aid of legislation on the alleged undue payment given by the Land Transportation Office to the joint venture of Dermalag Identification System, Holy Family Printing Corporation, Microgenesis, and Versontal Builders. The second Senate resolution is Senate Resolution 348, introduced by Senator Amy Marcos, resolution directing the appropriate Senate committee to conduct an inquiry in aid of legislation into the alleged corruption involving the road transportation IT infrastructure project of the Land Transportation Office or the LTO. Ang atin pong diringgin ngayon ay patungkol sa nasabing dalawang Senate resolutions na final ni Santos Pimentel and Jaime Marcos. We will not be ascribing any wrongdoing. We'll dig into the facts. We will not be issuing any legal opinion likewise during these proceedings. At the end of the proceedings, the committee will have a committee report which would entail the production of remedial legislation as well as possible filing of cases to the appropriate government agencies. Subalit ngayon, ang kailangan po nating marinig ay yung katugunan kung bakit una, nabayaran ng isang serbisyo na di umano hindi pa tapos, may deliver lahat yung dapat gawin, 80%, sangayon sa aking mga datos. Pangalawa, bakit patuloy pang nahihirapan ang ating mga kababayan, mga driver, sa pagkuha ng lisensya, napakaraming backlog. Pangatlo, bakit hindi pa rin naisa sa katuparan yung IT roadmap na halos 8 bilyon dapat? Bakit hindi pa rin maayos ang interconnectivity na matagal ng pinlano at matagal ng nabigyan ng kaukulang pondo? Panlima, masagot din yung mga red flags na binigay ng Commission on Audit. Kung nandito yung Commission on Audit, ilalabas natin mamaya yan. And the procedure that we would be following is this. First, we allow the proponents, Senators Pimentel and Marcos, to have their introductory statements. Thereafter, we'll have SEN.grace Poe and then Senator J.B. Ejercito. And in the order of questioning, we will question first. We will have a manifestation coming from the appropriate agency, in this case, the Department of Transportation. Thereafter, the LTO. Thereafter, take note of this, COMSEC. Thereafter, COA. And then we will hear from SEC, primarily on the question of whether a joint venture would have to be registered. After SEC, we'll hear from the Bureau of Internal Revenue as to whether the appropriate taxes were paid. And then we will hear from the private resource persons, Dermalog, at here, the other members of the joint venture, and then finally from Stratcom. Maliwanag po yan? So, we can now ask Senator Pimentel.
Thank you. Thank
Any
you, Mr.
introductory statement, Your Honor?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll be very brief because I'm online lang, Mr. Chairman. Una sa lahat, salamat po, Mr. Chairman, for acting immediately on the resolution I filed. And from our research, I think we need also to congratulate the COA, the Commission on Audit, because if not for their report, this matter or these matters or issues would not have been brought to our attention formally. Although, what made us really file the resolution, Mr. Chairman, was or were the complaints that we have received from the stakeholders or from the public transacting with the LTO. Kaya po tayo talagang napafile na ito resolution para malaman natin ano bang punot dulo nito. And then in the process of finding out what really has happened, ang nakita po natin na ang ugat nito ay meron palang NEDA ICC approved project to the tune of around 8 billion pesos for a anong tawag na, original information technology software program for the LTO. So, ito na ngayon ang resulta ngayon. So, and the issues na nakita ko po, Mr. Chairman, and hopefully ma-pursue natin sa hearings natin, was that there was apparently a splitting of the project. So, one issue. And then there were delays in the implementation of the project. I think not less than 3 years of delay ito, and there were numerous extensions given to the contractor. So isa pangalawang issue po yun. And there were advance payments made. Kailangan natin malaman ngayon kung fully paid na po ba ito, because the general principle under existing laws would be government should not pay yet for the contracts, especially if these have not been delivered or are not fully functional or functioning as intended. So, and then number 4 issue would be there have been some unjust payments which are not called for or justified, or maybe even overpayment. And then siguro one issue that we should not also overlook is how these contracts or this project or the splitting of this project has affected the operations of the LTO. Kasi marami po akong reklamong natanggap. Okay, but to the credit of the LTO, para rin maging patas tayo, meron din naman ako mga good news na mga good feedback na natanggap, that that the transaction was very smooth and swift, but overwhelmingly reklamo po ang mas marami kong natanggap na masyadong mabagal, magulo, at inulit ang proseso yata. I think the old information or all the old data was not even made accessible under this project, Mr. Chairman. So, once again, Mr. Chairman, salamat po for acting immediately on our resolution, and we are here to find out the truth now without prejudging anything. Salamat po. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Minority Leader. SEN.grace Poe, may we hear your introductory statement if you have one?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for hearing this issue that affects millions of our countrymen. We all know that digitalization is the future of government transactions. Ngunit ang digitalization ng LTO ay tagtad pa rin ng lumang problema gaya ng backlog sa vehicle plates at license cards, mabagal at unserviceable na portal, mahabang pila, at matagal na turnover ng serbisyo. Bagamat may mga magagandang feedback sa ibang LTO offices, ang LTO digitalization plan ay chaotic pa rin. Kumbaga sa computer software, nasa beta phase pa rin. Ang laging nirarason ng LTO ay problema kay Dermanog. Pero sabi naman ng Dermanog, ayaw daw gamitin ng LTO ang features ng bagong Land Transportation Management System, LTMS. Halos kalahating dekada na ang bangayang ito sa pagitan ng LTO at Dermanog. Problema din ang dating service provider na Stratcom dahil patuloy pa rin nating binabayaran dito ang utang na minana pa sa nakaraang mga administrasyon. Kasabay nito, nagbabayad din tayo ng maintenance fees sa Dermalog para sa LTMS. We are paying for two providers but availing the service of one. Ano bang update dito? Has Stratcom finally and completely turned over the database to Dermalog? If not, what is LTO doing? Ayon din sa COA, tinanggap na lang ng LTO ang core applications ng LTMS at binayaran ng Dermalog despite issues with the processes and functionalities. Is LTO aware of these deficiencies prior to acceptance and payment? Mukhang nagpabaya na naman ang ahensya dito. We also want to hear from Dermalog, whose reputation is now being questioned, not only in the Philippines, LTMS, but for its services in other countries. Nagkakaproblema daw sa Indonesia, Haiti, at Angola ang biometric system nila. Ano na naman ang status sa LTO? Mr. Chairperson, we thank the committee for finally hearing the issues hounding the LTO's digitalization plan. Para naman matuldukan na ang issue nito, ilang bilyon na ang binabayaran natin dito pero hanggang ngayon hindi pa rin natin matanggap ang tunay na benepisyo na dapat ginagawa ng mga kontratang ito. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Senator Grace Poe. Senator J. Versito, your introductory statement, sir.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. Anyway, I'm here also to listen because this is really disturbing also, Mr. Chair, because our government has been spending so much in investing in the computerization, digitization. No, magkakaroon po tayo ng sistema, papalitan, tapos ganito ang nangyari. No, that I think this is what really happened with regards to LTO's computerization. Kaya nagkakaganto-ganto problema sa license, plate number at lahat na because we want to find out, no, what was the reason why there was a change of system. Stratcom was I don't know, 2003 pa yata ito, and then it was changed to Dermalog supposedly to improve, but there's no improvement at all. It's really disturbing yung mga sinabi po ni Senator Coco Pimentel, Senator Grace Poe, that there were really shortcomings, no? Hindi po nakapag-deliver ang Dermalog, but we are already paying. I mean, ang ano ko, Mr. Chair, I would like to ask later on, meron ako nakita dito, we're already paying for maintenance, the government is already paying for the maintenance for Dermalog, ganong hindi pa natatapos, nadi-deliver ng buo yung sistema. So maraming there's a lot of things that have to be clarified, no? And I agree with you, Mr. Chair, that dapat yung representative Dermalog should be here, no? They should be compelled to be present next hearing. At hindi po biro, Mr. Chair, ang perang ginastos natin dito, this is about 8 billion we're talking about. So I would like to commend Chairman, the chair for hearing, for scheduling this hearing right away, Mr. Chair. Thank you.